Broadcasting live from the ILTV studios located here at University Drive. Welcome once again to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I'm also a member of the local Catholic Christian community. To my right, my spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll. Bradley, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Today is Friday, the 8th of November, 2024. Tomorrow is Saturday, the 9th of November, 2024. And would you believe I have a grand invitation to the PLP National Fair, which is being held at the Western Esplanade starting at noon. So meet me at the PLP National Fair. And of course, all of the constituencies are required to put up a nice stall. So if it's God's will, I'm going to make my way there. I'm going to have a good time. Well, folks, I'm still on cloud nine. I'm still preoccupied with the election in the United States of America. And of course, today I had intended to analyze the president, that's Donald Trump's victory, and see what would be the economic repercussions for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, because I am convinced, I am satisfied that great things shall happen for the Bahamas. I may go off in the spirit today because all last night as I lay in my bed, there were two men that came to my mind. One was Donald Trump. Donald Trump, whom I shall describe as a man who was being victimized in the United States of America, a politician. And then the other one was the Foreign Affairs Minister, Fred Mitchell. Fred Mitchell is well known as a human rights activist. And as I lay in my bed with my pillow under my head, and I turned and I contemplated, and I thought about the persecution that Donald Trump suffered in the United States of America and how God raised him up. I wondered if Fred Mitchell, as Foreign Affairs Minister in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, did anything to help to rescue Donald Trump. Did Fred Mitchell make a mistake? I think that Fred Mitchell made a mistake, and he should have stand up for Donald Trump. I'll talk about it. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monka. It's a wonderful day here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And of course, it still is a glorious day in the United States of America. And this afternoon, I had lunch on Mackey Street. And when I came out of one of the local restaurants, there were scores of vehicles containing civil servants who were celebrating what I suspected was Civil Servants Week. And as I came onto the edge of Mackey Street, you needed to be there. Hundreds of civil servants, upon seeing me, they shouted, "Trump, Trump, Trump!" And goodness me, I had to holler, "Fight, fight, fight!" It was like about 5 to 10 minutes. It was so amazing. It is a clear indication to me that the Commonwealth of the Bahamas support the United States of America. There's goodwill in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas for the United States of America and her citizens. But greater than that, there is goodwill towards the incoming Commander-in-Chief, Donald John Trump. Man, it was fantastic. It was so beautiful. You should have heard the many, many civil servants who, upon seeing me, they shouted at the top of their voices, "Trump, Trump, Trump." And I said, "Fight, fight, fight." So we're going to have a wonderful relationship with the United States of America. And perhaps today I'm going to critique, it's a very big word. By critique, perhaps I'm going to criticize Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell, who's the national chairman of the governing Progressive Liberal Party. He is also a human rights activist. And I've been very disappointed that in the midst of the persecution of Donald Trump by the government of the United States of America, Fred Mitchell did not condemn it. I felt that the Bahamas, being very close to the United States, we're very close. We have a wonderful relationship. And I saw it as an opportunity for the Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell to have written perhaps the State Department and say to them that we think it is wrong what the U.S. government was doing to Donald Trump. And I also felt that Fred Mitchell could have educated the Americans on the principles governing human rights. I think Fred Mitchell failed us. I'm very upset about it. As I lay in my bed last night thinking about it, thinking about the suffering and the persecution of Donald Trump, and I said, I can't believe that Fred Mitchell didn't say anything. And we know that Fred Mitchell understands all the international rules governing human rights. But Fred didn't say anything. And he had a duty as the Foreign Affairs Minister of the Bahamas to provide that kind of leadership. He had a duty to be the moral compass to the United States. Yeah, the Americans got big bum. I understand that, but right is always right. And I would want to hope that Minister Fred Mitchell learns a lesson that if, for instance, any foreign powers that we are close to, we are close to, the Americans is in our business. Oh, everything we do, the Americans are in our business. So if they're in our business, we have a right to be in their business. We have a right to say to them, we are displeased with what you're doing to Donald Trump. We have a duty to say that. And I think the Bahamas made a mistake. And look what position it would have put us in if Fred Mitchell had done the right thing and condemned the persecution of Donald Trump. I'm so saddened by that. I'm very saddened by that. And I would want to hope, going further, going forward, in the future, if the United States government began to victimize its political leaders, its citizens, and if Fred Mitchell is still serving as Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Bahamas, he will speak up. He will write the Americans a diplomatic note and say to them, we think what you're doing is wrong, you should not do it, and we want it to be stopped. I don't think the Americans would blow us up for that. I don't think they would invade us if we said that. I don't think they would stop sending the tourists if we say to the Americans, you're wrong. You're wrong. Moreover, Fred Mitchell knows that in the Bahamas we have always had open, fair, and transparent election. When Donald Trump complained that they stole the election, Fred Mitchell had a duty to write the State Department and say, we, small Bahamas, who sits at the doorstep of the United States, we're not pleased over this allegation by Donald Trump that the election was stolen. Look at what position we would have been in had we speak up for justice. And if Fred Mitchell, as Foreign Affairs Minister of the Bahamas, had condemned what the Americans did to Donald Trump. And sometime we have to do it. And so I'm going to hope that Minister Fred Mitchell learns a lesson, and anytime any friendly government that we're close to do these foolishness, Fred Mitchell is Minister of Foreign Affairs, he will set an example for the young people of the country and show them how neighbors should live. We are the Americans' neighbors. They're in our business. So we have a right to be in their business. We have a right to say to the Americans, you have to have fair election. The Bahamas has a duty to say to the Americans, if you do not have fair election, you will destabilize the region. You will cause insurrection. And I'm very upset that Fred Mitchell did not condemn what took place. And I believe that Fred Mitchell owes the Commonwealth of the Bahamas an apology for not doing it, and he owes Donald Trump an apology for not speaking up for him when he was being persecuted by the Democrats. There my commentary. My spiritual advisor, behold the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Thanks so much, Senator. Good to be here. We got a reading today from the book of John, chapter 10, verses 7 through 10. And therefore Jesus said again, verily, verily, I tell you, I am the gate for the sheep. All who have come before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep have not listened to them. I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved. They will come in and go out and find pasture. Then switch. But the thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it more abundantly, or have it to its fullest. John chapter 10, verses 7 through 10. I read from the NIV. The word of God is forever and ever blessed. Thank you, producer.
I thank you.
Back to you,
spiritual advisor. Well, folks, the civil servants, they are celebrating apparently Civil Servants Week, so it was good to see hundreds of them participating in the motorcade throughout the streets of New Providence, and it was great to see that they are excited about their jobs. So I want to use this opportunity to salute the civil servants and to point out to them how much we, the Bahamian people, appreciate those civil servants who are hard working, who are making a wonderful contribution to the growth of the Bahamas. So I was very pleased to see them, and I want to thank the hundreds of civil servants who saw me today. And when they saw me, they went into a massive chant of Trump, Trump, Trump. And when they said Trump, 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 I shouted, fight, fight, fight. So it's a clear indication that the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, we are pro-America, which is very, very important. We're pro-America. In addition to being pro-America, we are pro-Donald John Trump. And I believe that Donald Trump is the kind of president who will reward allies, who loves friendship, who loves respect. And I'm pleased, having stood at Mackey Street today and saw the civil servants. So I think it's a great day. It's a great day for relationships with the United States of America. And as Donald Trump gets set to form his government, it's going to become crucial that every Bahamian, I want starting from today, as you land in the United States, you let the Americans know we are with Trump and the people of the United States. Just let them know it's a glorious day. We are celebrating the victory. We are celebrating democracy. You let them know that we are so excited that democracy has been returned. We are so excited that elections are now being conducted fairly. We are so concerned that the United States no longer looks like a banana republic. We want the Americans to know it, and we want them to know that we want more trades, and we want more tourists, and I think it's going to be great. So I'm still in a wonderful mood. I'm a spiritual advisor. There's so many things. What's on your mind? It's a Friday, and it's still a great day. It's 3 days since the Americans have
chosen
Donald Trump and J.D. Vance as the new vice president. So it's a great day. And of course, the economic prospects are so great for the United States. And I see it spilling over in
we hope
Bahamas.
so. We hope so because
it's always been that way.
We hope so because one of the major topics today in the headlines is the high cost of living in the Bahamas. That's something I've been talking about for a while, and how expensive it is to live in the Bahamas. As a matter of fact, I think we're almost on the brink of the middle class being completely wiped out because the cost of living in the Bahamas is high, and fueling that, the Prime Minister said, is I guess our choice, and I guess how we decide to live, food we decide to eat, and the lifestyle we decide to live could fuel us being affected by the high cost of living. And I guess the Prime Minister saying he's not downplaying the high cost of living, but like say for instance, I know a lot of folks who, for some strange reason, prefer to live in Cable Beach, where condos and apartments start anywhere between $2,500 to $3,500 a month. And so to be able to afford that, Santa, you must be making a good bit of money to be able to afford that. But then we want to step back down to the average person who basically pays between $800 and $850 a month for a two-bedroom apartment. It's difficult to afford it because on top of that, your energy bill is going to be another $600 or so during the summer, and then it adds on to that, and your average what's it called? The cost of what do you call the weekly salary? What do you call it again now?
Minimum wage.
Minimum wage is around what, $250, maybe $260 a week. You're looking at over $1,000, maybe $1,200. So how do you afford to live in an apartment at $750 or $800 a month? So we need to look at that because it does seem as if since the pandemic, there's a trend that all the governments who may have been in power after the pandemic and elections were called, they were actually kicked out of power. Because after the pandemic, we saw a very, very interesting hike in the cost of living. So that's something we could discuss today if you don't mind.
You want to look
At
at
the cost of living in the Bahamas and how expensive it is to live here.
in the midst of the pandemic,
Well, no.
in the aftermath of the pandemic.
Yes.
Okay, I love that topic.
Yeah.
You would recall that during pandemic, the Free National Movement was the government. Would you agree?
Okay.
You would recall that Dr. Hubert Minnis and the FNM spent millions of dollars and gave millions of dollars of contract, but there was no accountability. There was no transparency. You would recall that what is the name of that Conky woman? Miss Pyfrom. You would recall that Miss Pyfrom children were responsible.
Pyfrom?
Miss Pyfrom! Why are you acting up like you don't know who's Miss Pyfrom?
You're using a different name. Okay.
Huh?
That's you're talking about.
You amazing. You know who Miss Pyfrom. Right?
Now, where are we going with this now? Because we're talking about the current situation and the cost of living here.
It's amazing. You make up your mind. I asked you specifically, are we discussing the cost of living
Post.
Yes.
Post the pandemic.
Post.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm saying that we got at this post because of the mismanagement of the pandemic money.
So the blame
by
game starts now.
My spiritual advisor, you have to cut the thing straight. This is what I'm upset about with Fred Mitchell for now. When the Democrats were persecuting Donald Trump, Fred Mitchell ain't cut it straight and tell the Americans they're wrong to be doing that to him. So let's cut it straight. When we, the FNM, was in power, Dr. Minnis emerged as the most competent authority, but everybody knew that he was not competent. But we all played the game because he was giving out lots of juicy contract. And you would recall that Sister Pyfrom had a number of children, right? You know Sister Pyfrom?
And they were on various boards.
And they were responsible for buying a lot of food.
Okay. Now,
One of Mrs. Pyfrom's daughter.
Let's get serious now, Santa.
One of Mrs. Pyfrom's daughter gave back $1 million. What the heck you talking about, man? Now, if you don't know who's Miss Pyfrom,
I know who Miss Pyfrom is.
well, tell them who's Miss Pyfrom.
That's her maiden name.
That's her name.
That's not her marriage name.
Anyway, this is Freedom March. It's a wonderful day. I'm going to turn the spiritual advisor back, him and the FNM. All right? Hold on, everybody. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Rule is my spiritual advisor. When we took the adjournment, we were discussing the costs of living in the aftermath of COVID-19. And I attempted to explain to my spiritual advisor that the cost of living is due, the height of it is due to the fact that Dr. Hubert Minnis, while serving as Prime Minister, had promised to cut corruption perhaps by $500,000.
$500 million.
Thank you, my spiritual advisor. By $500 million a year. And notwithstanding that Dr. Minnis had promised to cut $500 million per year in corruption, a forensic examination of Dr. Minnis's book will show that corruption just escalated under his leadership. And in his case, corruption became lawful because he had taken on dictatorial powers. And as the competent authority, whatever he said, it went. That became the law. And as I was telling you, when we took the adjournment, Miss Pipefram, her children, all they got is contract. And my spiritual advisor is covering up for Miss Pipefram. Pay some bills and don't cover up.
Abaco, it's been 5 long years. Bahamas, are you ready? In celebration of the 5 years that we've thrived and thrived since Dorian, Royalty Sounds proudly presents Reggae in Paradise. The return of Chalupa City featuring Mr. Singing, that's Tyrus Riley and friends. It's all going down at the Royal Recreational Grounds. Thanksgiving weekend, November 30th, gates open at 8 p.m. Entertainment by DJ KC242, DJ Monk, DJ Hype, DJ Unruly, Jiggy Fire, Pressure, and of course the Mighty Pencil. Early bird tickets available until November the 4th. VIP, $75, Platinum, $150. Regular tickets, VIP, for $100, Platinum for $175. Tables and skyboxes are available. Tickets available at KNS Auto and GNF Ferries in Marsh Harbor, or you can call them at 367-2655. For online tickets, go to Instagram, sounds.royalty for more information. Multi-Discount is a store located on Royal Avenue, offering a wide range of home goods and appliances at affordable prices. They cater to various styles, from simple to sophisticated, making them a great option for new and old parents or anyone who's looking to just freshen up their homes. Everybody needs money always, so send money internationally and locally through Western Union. With Money Max, download the Money Max app today to send cash instantly to a family member or friend anytime and anywhere. Sending money has never been simpler. The app is available on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. Money Max, live your max life. Thank you, producer.
This is powerful. So are we still going to continue
no.
along the line?
No, let's forget about
the cost of living.
Cost of living for the moment. Maybe we can discuss it on Monday. I'll interview a few people this weekend and see what the cost of living is like in the Bahamas when compared to other countries post COVID-19. And is it affordable? Can Bahamians really afford the average?
Well, you should be able to tell us because you run a big food store.
Like food, electricity.
You should be able to tell us because
transportation.
Why do you have a dozen egg as expensive as you're selling it?
Well, you need to ask the government why they have their taxes on imports. The food stores only can do what the government does. Remember now, the food stores have to make a profit. They got to pay that. They have to pay that exorbitant electricity bill, all right, which is some $8,000 a month.
Light bill has been reduced.
You can imagine you have to pay an $8,000 light bill every month.
Light bill,
the
cost of electricity has been reduced tremendously.
It has. All right. So how does your bill look for the month of October?
Goodness me! When I went there, I had to insist that they find me a light bill because they told me there was none.
When did you go?
I went around the 13th of October.
Now, this isn't the same one you were arguing about.
No, while you were in the strange
now
land.
you would see that now. You would see the effects of your bill in November.
You said to me that in September I will see what the facts are in October.
You would see your bill
And
for September and October. You'll see your bill for October and November. So the month now, you'll be able to tell if your
if this
October bill.
continues, it means that I would hardly have to pay
No,
any
you'll
bill.
pay.
I'm telling you something.
You'll pay.
Listen to me. I go for the light bill, and they didn't have any for me.
When did you go?
I went about the 13th of October,
Okay.
around that time.
Well, let's wait until the 13th of November and let's see what happens then.
And I had to argue with them. I subsequently went back. They gave me a light bill, and it was better. It was cheaper.
All right. So
All
let's see if it continues to go down.
But the cost of living, as I wanted to complete before you cut me off, we have to blame Dr. Minnis.
It's amazing, eh?
You know-
blaming Dr. Menace for the cost of living.
Yes, you know that.
You think this man here any good?
Do you know who's Miss Pye from?
Boy.
Do you know who's Miss Pye from? In our party, the F&M, we have decided that we're not going to call Miss Pye from by her marriage name, so that we could fool the rest of the country. But you know exactly who's Miss Pye from.
We all know Miss Piper, man.
Tell them who's Miss Pye
I'm
from.
not going to do that.
You see? Tell them who's Miss Pye
I
from.
don't have that kind of money if I get sued.
You can't get
That's
sued
right.
if you say who's
That's
Miss
right.
Pye
I'm
from.
not fooling with the rich and the
Miss
famous.
Pye from children benefited under Dr. Minnis. And all he did was use competent authority. And shortly after the Progressive Liberal Party came to power, Mrs. Pyfram, all right? Mrs. Pyfram, one of Miss Pyfram's children, contacted the PLP and told the government that she just come across maybe $1 million on the bank account. That's how much money Dr. Minnis had racing up and down the country. So we're not being honest when we try to analyze the cost of living post the pandemic. And if you're looking at who's responsible for this high cost of living, it's Dr. Hubert Minnis and his competent authority. That's a fact. That's a fact. Shenandoah Cartwright had, can you imagine? Shenandoah Cartwright was in charge of the beach, of the park, of the street, of the villages, and he used to walk around with a pen and the ability to just issue over $52 million. That's a fact. Well, what you think Shenandoah can do? What you think he can do? Shenandoah give out all kind of contract. How do I know? I have the evidence. Because the people he gave the contract to in Black Village, when they clean up the community, they throw all the rubbish in my yard.
Talking foolishness, man.
That's a fact. That's a fact. All right? That's a fact. I was so frustrated over all the rubbish that they throw in my yard. Guess what I did? I pick up my phone and I call the former Prime Minister Perry Gladstone Christie. And when Christie saw how emotional I was, Christie said he will come and see. And when Mr. Christie came and see, and he saw all that, he said, where all this come from? I said, Shenandoah them. Christie sent me 2 tractor and 3 truck. I shouldn't talk that. But he saw I was so upset, and he didn't want me to fall out. And when I explained that to Perry Christie, I said, you see all of this here? This Shenandoah and the F&M. Christie sent me 2 tractor, 3 truck. Y'all take that. All right? That's the mess I had to put up with Shenandoah. Okay? That's the mess I had to put up with Shenandoah. And he had over $50 million. Now, why Shenandoah had $50 million? Huh? That ain't got nothing to do with that other fellow. What's his name? The fellow who was in charge of social service. He used to be on Arawak Key, but he was controlling over $80 million. Can you imagine you're the Minister of Social Service with $80 million and you walking up and down along Arawak Key? Frankie Campbell. But my spiritual advisor would want to blame the PLP. That would be very unfair. It was Dr. Minnis. And Dr. Minnis was not specialized in economics or home economics. These are the facts. They cannot refute it. And I'm the only F&M who's willing to tell the country the truth. I have the easily verifiable facts. So yeah, we have to deal with the cost of living. One of the ways that you deal with the cost of living, we were supposed to become more productive in agriculture. Today, a farmer contacted me. He's very upset. So I listened to his complaint and I said, listen, please don't be upset because I know the Minister of Agriculture. Right? One farmer, he complained, he can't find no seed. I said, listen, please don't get upset. I know Jomo Campbell. I'm going to call him. I'm going to let him know that you're looking for some seed. And if Jomo knows where we can find some seed or bring some seed in. That's true. I have another farmer who has seed. But there's a special machine that he tells me ain't working, which he told me is designed to help to plow the ice. I told him, don't be upset. I know the minister responsible for agriculture, and I will talk with Jomo Campbell to find out why this machine is working. So if we are to deal with the cost of living, we have to encourage agricultural production. There was a point when certain family islands were encouraged to do certain production. Take, for instance, the island my mother was born on, Great Exuma. There was a time when Exumian seems to produce all the onion. So what is happening there? All right? So we're going to deal with it, but we have to cut this thing straight. And the first thing that we, the F&M, need to do, we have to admit that we squandered the money. So we squander it. We squander it. And the worst part about it was that Dr. Minnis had promised that he was going to save us $500 million a year. Check to see how much money the Dr. Minnis squandered. And there's nothing that could be done because he did it while playing competent authority. That ain't got nothing to do with when that big fat white American man came here. What's the name of the big fat white American man? Go ahead.
I can't.
Yeah, we talking about Obama.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Kruger.
Okay, yeah.
Right? You know how much money we lost? Kruger came here, sat down with Dr. Minnis and his entire cabinet. And among the cabinet were people who were experts. Take, for instance, Mr. Dionuncio de Aguilar. He is a chartered accountant. And that big fat white American man sat down, looked at them, and all they did is look up in the white man's face and giggle. And as they giggle, what do you think he did with them? He signed an Indian man name. You heard me? You want to blame the PLP on that? And then afterward, Dr. Minnis and them lost the contract. Remember, there's a police investigation as to what happened to the contract? And we're talking about the cost of living? Well, we could solve the cost of living if we could find that bogus contract. But nobody will tell it to you. I know. I'm F&M.
So now, what do we suggest to reduce the cost of living? Let's see what the Prime Minister has to say.
Go ahead, my spiritual
This may have
advisor.
been one of his latest release. Okay, so the Prime Minister says there's no question that we have an affordability crisis in the Bahamas, which is true. Too many Bahamian families are working hard and are still struggling to pay for the basics. I just mentioned that. That is true. So here are some of the steps we're taking to reduce the cost of living, with more to come. Okay, let's see what this is all about. We're putting solar panels up and bringing electricity prices down. Energy reform means that 80,000 BPL customers have already seen a reduction in their monthly bill.
You heard that?
We're reducing taxes and fees so we can reduce the tax burden on middle and lower income families. We raised the national minimum wage. We need to find out what that is now. We raised the national minimum wage, provided promotions and pay adjustments in the public sector, and reduced the duties on a number of imports. We are investing in local agriculture, trade diversification, consumer protection, and affordable housing. Interesting. We put free Wi-Fi in our parks, and we're serving hot breakfast to thousands of our school children across the country. Many of the challenges that are required will take time. They aren't easy. Shortcuts for a small island economy that is heavily dependent on imports. We are committed to the big structural changes that will have a real impact. All right, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
So let's see how.
What do you think about it?
Well, there's some points there that make some sense.
Okay.
So what is the minimum wage now? It's been raised from what to what?
The minimum wage is...
Someone is suggesting it's supposed to be $350 a week.
The minimum wage is $260.
Right, so when you multiply it by 4, what do you get?
Okay. Well, you're the mathematician.
That's $1,040.
You know exactly what you pay. What you pay us when we work for you.
$1,040.
That's how much you pay us when we work for you?
Listen, I pay you all more than Bahamians make.
Really?
Yeah.
So you see...
If I pay you $60 a day, and you work for me for 6 days, how much you make a week?
How much is that?
That's $360.
Really?
So I don't know how $250 or $260 could still, impact the cost of living. Because that's only $1,040 a month.
What are you paying us for? Our cutlass or our certificate?
I'm paying you for your time and your work.
Okay, this is powerful.
Yeah. But so the minimum wage has to increase again, in order for folks to be able to afford certain things. Now, they're trying to drive down the cost of electricity, which is one of the biggest issues.
Electricity has been driven down.
Okay, so Santa,
but you keep telling me it ain't true. When
your bill for October hasn't reached you as yet.
My spiritual
We just started November.
The last light bill.
That was September you got, man.
Wow, the last light bill, you were in Canada. Don't forget now, you didn't pay no light bill for October. You were in Canada.
So October ain't out yet.
Right?
October will probably be out around the 15th of this month.
Anyway, my light bill has been reduced.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
All right? My light bill has been reduced.
Can you bring it so I can see it?
Huh?
Can you bring it so I can see it?
I can't find that, man. I got it someplace. It's been reduced.
But by and large, the government has to really seriously think, and they're doing so, according to the Prime Minister, and looking at reducing the cost of living. It's just too expensive to live. I remember about... Go ahead, take that call.
Hello?
$60,000 a month light bill.
Who paid $50,000 a month for light bill? Super value?
It's more than that. They pay almost $1 million.
You stop it.
Oh, $2 million a month.
You stop it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So let's just say you want to go out to a restaurant. I don't know. This may be one of the things the Prime Minister is talked about as far as choice concerned. I went to a maybe 4.5-star restaurant.
Okay.
Out west.
4.5-star
restaurant. Yeah, me and a female.
You and a female.
And by the time we had finished dining,
yeah,
you know what the bill was?
What was the bill?
$453.
What did they feed you? What did they feed you?
I had some roast duck with a salad or something.
And that cost you what?
But the bill came, there were other things that we ordered, but I'm just saying, the bill came to $453.
Well, you should have done what I did. I went to Checkers restaurant today. I took 2 men with me. Right?
And the bill came like $30-something.
And
40-something?
And we had baked chicken.
Okay. I like baked chicken.
Salad.
Mm-hmm.
With tomatoes.
Mm-hmm. Tomatoes is good. It's good for the prostate.
Really?
Yeah, excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
And some of the men had bean and rice. Some of them had little potato salad. And I'm certain that our bill was around about $50, more or less. So you took the girl to the wrong restaurant. You should have gone to Checkers Cafe.
Now, if you invite a young lady on a date, right?
Yeah.
Who do you think going to Checkers Cafe on a date?
Well, I went to a high-level meeting today, and I went to Checkers Cafe.
Really?
And everything that I went to negotiate was settled. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's you. You decide you want to go out west.
So the Prime Minister's right then, when he said choices.
It's choices. Breakfast in Bainstown on Dunmore Street between Ruberdale Lane and West Street is the poor man's kitchen. And you go
And
there.
breakfast is like what, $2?
You buy one big one and you get a small one free.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay? And they have good coffee.
We need more places like that.
Right. It's choices. All right?
Yeah, but because the high prices doesn't give you much, it doesn't give you much choice though.
The Conky Joe woman who lives at the southern tip of Government House, but on the western side. Yesterday she had Long Island split pea soup, right? With Long Island goat, and hers cost $5.
Curry goat?
Yeah. So it's a matter. How much I said it cost?
$5?
Not $5, $12.
Oh, okay.
And it's a matter of choices. Greater than that, cook home for your children. Stop going to these restaurants and cooking. All right? Cook home. And all you got to do, in the cost of living, I'll tell you how to do it. You buy yourself 1 5-pound rice, a piece of pumpkin, some okra soup, little cassava, little eddy, and you get 1 5-pound of turkey. And you boil that down. You throw a little goat skin, goat pepper in it, a little tomato paste, and you got a nice meal for you and the family. It's simple as that.
But driving the cost of living down is very important. As a matter of fact, I don't want to stir up any conversation on this, but that was one of the driving forces behind Donald Trump's victory, where more than 31% of the voters were concerned about the economy and, of course, the cost of living.
Yeah.
So, governments need to really, really look at the cost of living and try to get
Well, that is why
it down as much as they could to make it affordable for folks to stay in the country, you know?
That is why we campaign for Donald Trump, because understand what happens. Once the cost of living drops in the United States, guess what happens?
It probably drop here too.
Of course it drops
Because
here.
then our imports are just almost, what, 70, 75%?
It drops here. And one of the ways we can fight the cost of living is for the PLP to be more liberal and allow us to go to Miami on the catamaran, do our shopping, and bring it back to Nassau. It's cheaper. Simple as that. If you want to bring the cost of living down, every Bahamian could go to Florida, do their shopping, and bring the grocery home duty free. And you don't got to worry about nothing no more. As it relates to apartment, Pinling and Arthur Hanna, I may have to remind the PLP, I'm happy that they invited me to the fair tomorrow. If God spare my life, I will go, and I'll just talk to them the philosophy of Pinling and Arthur Hanna. There is something called rent control. What happened to rent control?
Do we have that in the Bahamas?
Well, it's Pinling left it. I don't know what they did since Pinling dead. Right? So there's rent control. And that is basically what the problem is.
Yeah.
Well, we refuse to introduce rent control.
Yeah.
And therefore, many landlords and landladies are ripping you off.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Rent is
they wake up
extremely high.
one morning and they say, I got some bills, and they tell you they're putting up the
cost of the apartment.
The cost of the apartment, and there's no one to go to. So what needs is a revolutionary position, price control, the rental board. What happened to that? Because these apartments are too expensive.
Too expensive. You can imagine a 2-bedroom condo on the KB Strip will cost you $2,500 a month.
That costs $2,500 in Carmichael Road. I got one friend who's saying that for one apartment.
So how you gonna pay your light bill? How you gonna eat if it's $2,500 a month?
This is Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Donald Trump, when you gonna fix the American economy? Because whatever happens in the U.S. that is positive for their citizenry, it shall happen for the Bahamas. Trump, Trump, Trump. Fight, fight, fight. It's powerful. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Breaking news coming out of the United States that will cause the cost of electricity to go down in the Bahamas. The incoming Commander-in-Chief And the president-elect, Donald Trump, has announced that he shall immediately establish a policy to drill. And the slogan all over the United States will be, drill, baby, drill. Drill, baby, drill. And I'll have you to know that the Americans got all kind of oil reserve. And it's a glorious day in the United States. Donald Trump is going to drill. They're going to dig some deep, deep well, and they're going to find plenty fuel. And with an abundance of fuel, the cost of electricity will come down. And take it from me, the Bible has already told us that the world won't come to an end right now. Don't mind the climate change. Yeah, it's hot, and yeah, it's cold, but you may not believe me. It's a cycle taking place. So there's a period in the Earth's rotation when it's cold. And then there's another period when it's hot. And they wasn't digging for oil yet. All right? So it's a wonderful day. My spiritual advisor, do you have birthdays?
Yeah, we got a couple of birthdays
Go ahead.
to celebrate today. Bursell Miller, we understand, is celebrating the birthday. Happy birthday to Bursell Miller of Deep Creek, Illustra, who was just honored by the Governor General from his wife. It's coming from his wife, Donnelly Miller, his children, Bernard, Bronson, Brene, and Sean, his grandchildren, Jaden, Bronson Jr., and Shiloh. So happy birthday to Bursell Miller. Carlos, good afternoon, Freedom March ladies. Can you wish my son Carlos a very happy birthday, please? His birthday is tomorrow, the 9th. And it's coming from his mom, Crystal, his sister, Deja, brother, Kenya, his grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins. May blessings flow countlessly to him. Happy birthday. Enjoy your day, Carlos.
Happy birthday, Carlos.
All right, so Henry Curry. Happy birthday to Captain Henry Curry. It's coming from Roderick, Cheston Burton from the St. Barnabas Anglican family. So happy birthday to Henry Curry. There's also a urgent blood request for Sheila Wilson, the Prince Margaret Hospital Blood Bank. Urgent blood is requested for her. If you can go and donate blood for Sheila Wilson, please go to the Princess Margaret Hospital Blood Bank. All right, that's what we have for today.
Well, we wish everybody a happy birthday. And as I tell you, tomorrow the PLP has invited me to their national fair, which is being held at the Western Esplanade. And they told me that the various branches will have stalls. So if it's God's will, I'll meet you there at 12 noon this Saturday, the 9th of November. It's powerful. So where are we now, my spiritual advisor?
We're
talking about the cost of living.
Yeah.
In the Fox Hill area, there was a point where rent was $400 a month. Now it's $1,500 a month. You see? That's a ripoff. And then what happened to price control? What happened to the rental board? What happened to it? Huh? What happened to it? And therein lies the problem. We need a reintroduction of the social revolution. And that is what is missing.
Well, there's some folks who, the argument is plausible. They advance the argument that it all depends on where you go to rent. The price could be affected.
Really?
Yeah, because if you have an apartment in
So if I go to Yamacraw, when it rained hard,
it don't matter.
And when the hurricane comes,
it's a prestigious area. It's
my
Yamacraw
brother,
Beach.
when it in Yamacraw now,
So the price
a
will be
good
different.
rain, you
get some flood.
You'll sink.
But that's how it is on the island. It all depends on the area that you're going to rent. It all depends on the amenities they offer, the quality and the beauty of the place. whether you're going to have air condition and cable and all that kind of stuff, it affects the price. But yeah, we need rent control. So now how does that get back on board, though, Santa? Because that's
What's that?
Rent control, man. You really need
Well,
rent
we have to
control.
look to see if the law has been repealed. To the best of my knowledge, it has not been repealed. To the best of my knowledge, it still exists. Now, to what extent is it powerful? To what extent they may need to add more teeth to it? All right? But I know there are many landlords who are ripping off the consumers. Every other 3 months, they want to go up on the rent. And the consumer has no right. So therein lies the problem. Let's take this call.
Yeah.
Hello? Hello?
The birthday request is on your phone, my leader.
You sent me a birthday request? When did you send this?
I sent it from last night, and I sent one again this morning.
Really?
Yeah, it's right on your phone.
Okay, I'll look for it. Are you one of the women then?
Yeah.
Okay.
You mean the Seymour of Soldier Road who live in the U.S.
Okay, well, if you with Trump?
How you mean, and you had my dress up?
Okay then. Well, as long as you with Trump, because there's a new movement now with some women them who look like they want to be opposed to Trump, and I call on women everywhere to submit to Donald because Donald loves the woman them. It's powerful. Okay, I'll look for it. Yeah, it's great. They're now starting a new movement in the United States, I understand, which is patterned after some group that out of Korea. Apparently, these women, they're like lesbian women, women who are not willing to submit to men. They have called on decent women to protest by one, not mating with men, not having men's children, not maybe cooking. And this is what they say is their way of protecting their body. Now you see how you're going to have domestic violence? Do you see how? Can you imagine that you come home and your wife tell you that because Donald Trump get elected and she ain't sure if she can be able to have an abortion, she doesn't want to mate? Who have mating to get pregnant to kill a baby? You see how crazy the world is? You see how crazy the world is? So in America, they are forming a group called the 4B. And all they have been trying to figure out what B for. B is either for breasts. What else? In Haitian Creole, we call it bonta. What else? I don't know. And this is what Donald Trump has to be faced with. So you're now having a new situation where men are going to be accused of rape. Because if all the women start protesting by saying, we shall deny you, and the husband say, we shall take it then, you see what's going to happen there? Oh, the world is so sinful. It's just amazing what the lesbians them are doing. They've gotten in the midst of our wives and they've said, protest. I call on women to ignore that. Women are supposed to submit. That's the way you create a family. Okay? And nobody get pregnant so that they could kill baby. Come on, man, that's sick. All right? You see why God had to bring Donald Trump? America was on its way to hell. America was on its way to hell. Praise the Lord. God raised up Donald Trump. And Donald Trump has rescued 50 states. It's a great day. Man's wonderful. Other than that, it appears as if it was like a let's make baby and let's kill them out. But Donald has stopped that. It's great. It's a great day in the country. And I want to thank African Americans who voted for Donald Trump. I had forgotten. I've been so excited. I must thank, let me do that right now, the black people living in the United States. I want to thank you for rejecting racism. I want to thank you for rejecting feminism. I want to thank you for rejecting the woman. Don't listen to nobody. In America, we need a strong man. We can't put the atomic bomb in Miss Kamala hand. Next thing you know, it slipped, and we're in trouble. But Donald is the man to control that, okay? And this has nothing to do with misogyny, even though I must confess, you need a little bit of it though. See, don't be no foolish. You need a little bit of misogyny. You got to misogynize the woman a little bit, all right? If you don't do that, the world can be in for trouble. So it's a great day. I want to thank black people. Continue to support Donald Trump. After all, Donald Trump loves the black people there. He loves us. And we love Donald Trump. Okay? And don't be upset. He's a plain-speaking man. He's cursed. That was the first sign that I knew that Donald Trump would win. When he got up at that podium and he started to cuss, that reminds me of what my uncle said. And my uncle was saved. My uncle said, a leader must curse sometime. You heard me? That my uncle, and he was a Holy Ghost man, he said the leader must mount the podium and every now and then he must curse. And as Donald Trump began to curse, I recognized this was the leader. Because you got to curse sometime. Okay? You got to curse sometime. So America is in good hand. I slept well from Wednesday night. I'm sleeping so good. I know America is safe. The Bahamas is safe. So I want to thank black people, okay? I want black people to be proud. And y'all don't listen to nobody who tell y'all don't vote for somebody because they're white. You vote against the person if they don't have good policies. Not nonsense, but who white? It's foolishness. Man got good policy, that's your man. Good economic policy, that's your man. Good health program, that's your man. Got it? That's how you vote. You solve this foolishness, but who black and who white? It's stupid. All right? Okay, it's great. So remember, vote for Trump. Yes, indeed. Trump knows what the people need. Yeah. And listen to me, we're campaigning hard. We're not taking any chances.
Not the campaign anymore, man. The campaign over.
All the results in?
But he's been elected.
Is all the results in?
I don't know.
What do you say? You want to stop?
But you can't vote anymore.
I want to know.
It's close, man.
Mr. Wise, I want to know if the results are in.
He has been elected.
You sure?
To be the 47th president of the United States of America. All right? He's going to be sworn in January the 20th. And there's going to be a smooth transition of power. So leave that, man. That's over.
No, man. I ain't taking no chance. They robbed him before, you know.
All right. So Senator, we do understand that we have some children in the Bahamas that are not in school, and the Ministry of Education is moving swiftly towards correcting that problem. And I can say today that the Davis young man did have a problem yesterday, and so that problem has been resolved today. Speaking with the Minister of Education, the ministry reached out to his grandfather, and they are moving swiftly towards having him enrolled in school.
Lord, I thank you that a black boy who hails from Kemps Bay,
Andres here,
who hails from the constituency of Dame Margaret Penling, has finally been accepted into the school. It's a national disgrace. These black people who claim that they love black people. Anytime a child shows up at a school, there's no need for no bunch of fuss. No need for a bunch of fuss, because the law is clear. All right? The problem in this country is y'all don't like black people.
I don't know if you can say that. You know, there are some things that are in place with trying to enroll kids into school.
So tell me
and one of those things.
Tell me what in place.
Well, the school may be too crowded. The classes may be too crowded. So they may have to now shift to another school to see if they can accommodate the child. That's been the problem.
That has
with
not
placing.
That's not
that has been the problem with placing students.
You don't talk with principals. You don't talk
Who?
with principals.
You was talking to
I
them.
talk with them. They tell me what's going on.
It
Why
has
you
no-
think
it
I'm able
has
to carry
nothing-
on?
It has nothing to do with color of your skin. 'Cause
Huh?
all of us are black.
Yeah, it has to do with the color of your skin. Because if they love black people, you wouldn't have this problem. If you love black people and a black child shows up,
But if there's no space, then what do?
you find space.
You have to go to another school to
You
find
find
space.
space. All they got is space in these schools.
Yes, sir. That's anyhow.
My spiritual advisor, I ain't like you, you know. I go quietly and talk to the people them. They can find space. You find space for black children. Don't forget now, under us, that's us in the FNM, during the pandemic, hundreds of our children did not go to school and were not able to cut on their, what is it called?
It's an iPod, is it?
What is this called?
It's an
An
producer.
iPad,
Okay, this an iPod?
right?
Yeah.
And therefore they couldn't get online. Now, the cruise line told the international media that they can't find no qualified people in the Bahamas. You heard me? All this tourism development taking place on Paradise Island and these other islands, they say ain't nobody qualified. We might as well close school and tell everybody play the hooky. If at the end of the school season or the end of the LMJ, Mortimer University, nobody could find a job on any of the cruise ship. I bet you Negroes don't know it. So I have my reason because I know exactly what is taking place. And I say it's happening because y'all have to learn to like black people. Because if you love black people, when you bring a black child into the school, you don't start off by saying ain't no space. You start off by saying let's find a space. This me you're talking to, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm
Anyhow.
happy. I thank you. You were in
Yes.
contact with the minister.
But yes, I.
Now, who is the minister?
And the minister walked us straight through.
Who did you speak to?
The Honourable Glenys Hannah Martin, the
Okay.
Member of Parliament for Angliston.
Okay.
And I thank you, Minister. Minister, let me just say this.
I have 3 more children for you.
No problem. So let me just thank the Minister.
Thank the minister.
I want to thank you, Minister, for your service to this country. So many years you've had a stellar performance as a minister in Angliston, and I am happy today that you've speedily come to the rescue of this student who needs to be enrolled in school. So once again, Minister, we say thanks to you, and of course the family, no doubt. Thank you so much for your speedy efforts in making sure this child is placed into a school. Thank you, Minister.
And I
God
want to
bless
thank
you.
my spiritual advisor because there are 3 other little Negroes.
Why you doing it like that, man?
Why should I not say it like that? Why should I
Just
not say it like that?
3 young darlings.
No, I'm not going to say it because they're not being treated like darlings. All right? Algin and Allen used to treat them like darlings. They're not being treated like darlings. So we shall test you tomorrow.
Yeah, just send
Tu
me.
garçon, ce soir, relève-moi parce que spiritual advisor, il promise pour aider
Yeah,
nous.
yeah.
Yeah. In this country, we have to learn to like black people. That's the problem in the country. They don't like black people. They don't. All right? Now, I thank you for your help. It's a great day
Yeah.
in the Bahamas. Will you now vote PLP?
He welcomes me, welcomes the little children as well, eh?
Will you now vote PLP?
So I have to vote for who I feel is best around the country.
After giving the Minister of Education all this praise and credit, right? See, I'm an FNM.
She's one of the many. She's
I'm an
one of the
FNM.
many who's doing it
Just
right.
hold on a second. I'm an FNM. I shall reward her for doing it right by voting for her party. Do you accept
Do you
that
know
she
how
has?
many
Do you
PLP
accept that she has done it right?
There are so many PLP MPs who can't drag her old slippers.
Forget them.
It's amazing. eh?
Forget them.
They're not performing
She
like this woman
has
is.
done- Will you now vote for the PLP?
Why are you doing that?
Will you? OE. Will you? Will you?
Senator, let's move on.
I accept
Senator,
your words
Senator,
that she
let's
is doing a
move-
wonderful job. I should
Always
reward
has
her
been.
politically by voting for her party if God spare my life. Will you vote for her party?
Oh, that's your duty to vote.
Will you vote for her party? Yeah. Anyway, we leave that alone.
Don't forget now, as a small businessman, I can't do what you do.
What is that
So
that you
you
can
should
do?
show colors. In this country, you can't show colors.
What you mean?
Or you'll be victimized.
That isn't true.
You won't get jobs. You won't get contracts. So it's best to remain silent. All right? I don't know why you're trying to do this to me. You know, I can't get contracts as it is now. Anyhow, let's move. Let's move on. See, Rodney don't think. You see, Rodney's not in the business like I am, and he wants me to publicly state my political affiliation. That's why you don't get contracts in this country. You have to remain neutral. Okay? Right, Sandra?
So,
Yeah.
do you have another topic you want to discuss? Because it's a Friday evening.
Something else was on my mind.
Go ahead.
In the business section,
Go ahead.
we understand that, what's that major courier service called?
Amazon?
Amazon.
What about
Amazon
Amazon?
will be offering free shipping to the Bahamas for items purchased over $49. Now, that is interesting.
So what does that mean?
Well-
How does it work?
If you order an item, like say for instance, I may need
A camera.
a camera.
Yeah.
So that camera may cost me $180.
Yeah.
I can order it. Amazon will ship it to the Bahamas
Right.
for free.
For free.
But what does that do to the competitors who
What
name
what competitor?
other shipping companies that you may order through?
How do I get my business when I try to deal with the cost of living?
Okay. Well,
Now the question
that's
I want
one
to
way-
ask
that's
you
one way to look
is,
at it.
who pays custom?
you have to,
Well, Amazon.
or the company that you order, because there's a company that works on behalf of Amazon. So when you order, they go and clear it, pay customs, and then they give you the full price to pay.
That doesn't sound like Amazon doing me any favor then.
You don't, but don't forget now, the customs will not be worked on shipping, because that will be free. If you buy an item and there's shipping costs, all that is customs duty is working on all that. The price of the item, the shipping costs, and whatever have you. So you still would save some money because there's no shipping cost. You see?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other good news in the business section?
Well, I didn't take a thorough look.
Okay. Any other little matter you want to touch on?
No, I don't have anything else that we could talk about. Sam. It's
Anything
just one of those things.
F&M is doing that you think is noteworthy?
You know, when the former president was re-elected,
This is Donald Trump?
yeah, what
Go ahead.
letters were sent from the Bahamas to congratulate him? Did the opposition congratulate him? Did the governing party send letters out to congratulate him?
I'm not aware if anyone sent any congratulatory letter.
Wow,
Okay.
that's not good.
Is it?
No, that's not good. That's not good.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting, just like everybody else did, they should send a letter congratulating the former president for now being elected the 47th president of the United States of America.
Okay.
That's the right thing to do.
And who did you tell that to?
To anybody who's listening.
Okay. This is Freedom March. Today is Friday the 8th of November. Tomorrow is the 9th of November, and the PLP is at the Western Esplanade. They're having a fair. I'm invited, so all of y'all are invited, and let's celebrate. I'm coming, if it's possible, tomorrow, the Western Esplanade. We'll be right back.
After the
Welcome back to Freedom March. There is breaking news coming out of the United States, but before we go to America, we can play Bills in the Bahamas first. My spiritual advisor.
Everybody needs money always, so send money internationally and locally through Western Union with Money Max. Download the Money Max app today to send cash instantly to a family member, friend, anytime and anywhere. Sending cash has never been simpler. The app is available on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. Money Max. Live your max life.
This is powerful. Well, folks, we are receiving reports out of the United States that the Democratic Party presidential candidate, Mrs. Kamala Harris, she raised about $1 billion. Now, having been defeated, she owes about $20 million. So we find that phenomenal that Mrs. Kamala raised $1 billion in that campaign, and at the date of her defeat, she needs an additional $20 million. Well, as you know, Donald Trump, he didn't raise as much money, but being a businessman, surrounded by business people,
Wealthy business people.
they manage the funds. Okay? So Donald Trump, he's being praised all over the world over his ability to manage the funds. So I think it's a great day in America. And as the weekend
Again?
comes to an end, what you mean again?
Senator,
Donald Trump.
it's over now.
My
man.
spiritual advisor, he's not been sworn in yet. And
What else you want to happen now?
I need
'Cause
him.
January is a ways off.
I need him
okay?
to sign an executive order declaring the Bahamas the tourism center for every citizen of the United States of America. And I need Donald to tell every American they must make a Mecca journey to the Bahamas.
And,
All right?
And if you're in the United States and you're not legal, start packing your bags.
My
right?
spiritual advisor, I'm not getting into that level of
Start
politics.
packing your
I'm looking at
bags.
the economic benefits. I
If you're in America.
My spiritual advisor, would you please stop for a
And
second?
who packing passport? Gade.
I want to get something clear. I want the American, every American citizen. America and the Bahamas is one. It's a new day. It's a new day in America. Okay? The world is 50% more at peace. There is a new prospect for economic healing and blessing for the world. So it's a great day, and it's a wonderful day. And you know, I've not been well, but since the Donald has gotten elected, I've been feeling great. So I want Bahamians to start sending me texts. What is it that we need the Americans to do? Starting off, one, what we need them to do in America to make sure that the American economy is stabilized and it is growing. What we need for the Americans to do to make sure that America is safe. See, once America is safe, we are safe. It's simple as that. Once there's economic growth in the United States, we shall benefit. That's the reality. Don't be upset by that. Don't be upset over the fact that, boy, if the Americans do well, we're going to do well. Don't be jealous. Sometimes we are jealous. We can't believe, had it not been for them people, we wouldn't eat bread. Don't be like that. Just say, Lord Jesus, I thank you that the prosperity of the United States is so great that it spills over. That's the way it is. That's the way God designed it. So don't get upset. Don't be jealous of them. Just pray for them. All right? and it's going to be a great day. So it's a great day, and it's a great day. Listen to me, it's a great day. So we give God thanks for what is taking place in the United States. We give God thanks that man is in charge of America. It's a great day. It's a great day. And this has nothing to do with misogyny.
Lord, what is this?
It has nothing to do with this. Okay? It's a wonderful day. And the rule of law shall prevail. So it's great. And everything should go well in the United States. The Supreme Court has already ruled. That's powerful. Did the Republicans win the Senate, my spiritual advisor?
The House and the Senate.
Donald Trump got everything. He has the whole House and the Senate.
And he won the popular vote.
He got the popular vote.
And he won the college vote.
Got the college vote. He got all the black vote.
That is the greatest political resurrection
He
in
got
history.
black vote, Latino vote, the old white people vote, the young white people vote. They say he ain't got them educated white people, but that ain't no true. Because he's appointing the first woman in the history of the United States to become chief of what? Chief of staff. And her name is Susie Wiles. So y'all take that on in the backside. You think Donald Trump anti-woman? That's one president who loved the woman them. And women all over America know that if they're looking for a real leader in a man, it's Donald Trump. So there will be no anti-woman practice in the United States. The chief of staff, you all take that on in the backside. You all talking nonsense like if Donald Trump don't like women. The record will show that there's no president in the United States who loves the woman them like him. So it's a great day. All right?
Let's move on, man.
It's a great day.
All right, so, Sandra, thank you.
Mr. Richard, I said, this is not your show. This is Donald Trump's show. So one more time before I go home. Vote for Trump. Yes, it did.
They already voted for him,
Trump
Sandra.
knows what the people did. Trump, Trump, Trump. Fight, fight, fight. It's powerful. Go ahead, Mr.
So on November the 6th at 9:03 a.m., our Prime Minister did send a message to the President-elect Donald Trump, and it says this: "Congratulations to President-elect Donald Trump. As neighbors and partners, the Bahamas and the United States share a unique bond built on friendship and respect. I look forward to working together to strengthen this relationship and build on areas of mutual interest." That's coming from the Prime Minister of the Bahamas. That's the Honorable Philip Brave
Isn't it wonderful?
Davis.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. You see, we're one people. Okay? Philip Brave Davis, he believe in climate change. Donald Trump say the climate don't change.
Great again. Vote for Donald Trump. Make world great again. Vote for Donald Trump.
Well, great again.
It's powerful.
Vote
It's
for
powerful.
Donald
It's
Trump.
powerful.
All right,
That's a great day.
Let's open the lines.
Go ahead.
The lines are open. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775 and 698-0776. Call us. We got a couple of minutes. Sorry that we ran over your time, which is 5:30 to 6 o'clock. You got to blame Rodney for that. But you get 20 minutes. Call us. The numbers are 323-7775, 698-0775, 698-0776. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Hi, yes. Good day, Rodney Monto,
Sir,
spiritual advisor
Good
to the
afternoon.
Bahamas.
Yes, sir.
Spiritual advisor, I called to deal with this saga that you have going on with Anatole School.
Okay.
I know you know who I am. You have my cell number.
Okay.
In fact, you are the person that caused me to be baptized and to convert it and to become a member
Of the First Century Church.
of a very, very awesome church. I really appreciate the services and stuff there. But what I wonder about spiritual advisor is why is it that you want to come on the air and talk about Anatole School after getting information from your sister, Ms. Roll, at the school, and maligning me when I am not the holder of the contract at Anatole School?
When did that happen?
Okay. Yesterday, your show yesterday was about what?
No, we
What
didn't.
did you talk about on most of your show yesterday?
No, the show, we didn't talk about anything with Anthony Rogers.
You didn't.
No.
Okay. Well, I understand that you are making this major issue about Anatole School. There on Faith Avenue.
Who says that?
I am the person that cuts Anatole School, but I do not have the contract. The contract belongs to somebody else. Okay. So firstly, the fact that you're making major issue about the school.
Okay, just hang on. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. You got us confused. We trying to figure out what episode was that, because we haven't been talking about Anthony Rogers for weeks.
One of the episode, I personally heard one of the episodes myself. That's shortly after school opened, when the grass was extremely high. After the
that's months ago. Oh, that's months ago.
Yeah, but maybe your show was a replay last night. I don't know what.
Oh, okay. We're confused, man. I think we did mention a few months ago. That's a while back. That we were looking at before the schools were open and the last minute dash to get them prepared for school. And I think I did mention that I am because I live in the area. I was passing Anthony Rogers and I saw some folks trying to get the grass cut and the walls painted at the last minute. I think that was my comment.
No,
but that's months ago.
You saw me trying to get the grass cut. Spiritual-wise, and you know me. You know me very, very well.
All right, so
I am surprised that you did not call me and have a conversation with me about it, because I could have told you, due to the rain, okay, the grass growed extremely rapid and high. And you know, when school closed, they stop you from cutting for about a month or 6 weeks. And then thirdly, they had lights and stuff put up inside the field, where they dig these trenches complete around the field, and the machine fell in one of the trenches and break up one of the spindles on one of the machines. Okay, so there were reasoning that came behind it, but I thought it was just kind of facetious the way it was dealt with or handled, because you could have personally called me, all right, and asked me what was the issues or what was the situation. Instead, it seems like you're campaigning for the job.
Oh, no.
And your sister, who is giving you all this information, who works there at Anatole, who's the one who is stopping my guys from cutting, because when you come there first thing in the morning, she don't want you to cut. When you come there during school hours, she don't want you to cut. After school, or we have a function going on, you can't cut. Okay, but she's giving you false information.
Listen, no. Let's stop this right here. Listen to me. I haven't spoken to anybody. Let me just state this for the record. I have not spoken to anybody from Anatole Rogers on any information on that property. All I did was what I saw when I passed by. I haven't spoken to anyone now. I don't know what's going on, but let me say this. You seem as if you are upset and you're taking this personal, but it has nothing to do with you. I was not attacking you or anybody. We were making general statements about schools and the way they prepare them before they are open at the last minute. It has nothing to do with you. It wasn't directed at you. It is nothing personal. So please don't take it out of context. It has absolutely nothing to do with you. All right? So I just want to clear that up.
Advisor, because I'm going to tell you, that show was not a reflection of the ministry we both attend, the ministry that you would have converted me to come into, and you know how that ministry functions, you know what the ministry teaches, and so forth and so on. So to me, when you did that show, it seems like you were accuser of the brethren. Okay, and because you have my number, and you could have called me and get the facts on that school.
All right, okay? Anyhow, I'll talk to you on Sunday. I'm so sorry, my brother. You take care of yourself. I'll talk to you on Sunday. Wow.
Hello. Welcome to Freedom March.
Wow.
Good afternoon, Mr. Munker and Spiritual Advisor. This is the Conky Joe from Abaco. I've been trying to get in on the last couple of days, and I want to say congratulations to our man who won.
Yes.
We're going to make America great again.
Yes, we're going to make America great again.
Yes, and I would like to say hopefully in the next couple of years that we could make the Bahamas great again.
The Bahamas is great again, yes.
That's it, and you all have a good evening.
You do the same. You take care of yourself.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, great. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775 and 0776. Right, that's rather disturbing. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You are live.
Hello?
You're live, caller. Go ahead.
I'd like to know why you make so much emphasis upon the American election. And if America thought thing of the Bahamas, they would have given us an ambassador years ago. When was the last time America sent an ambassador to the Bahamas? Thank you.
That's a good question. Senator, you want to answer her?
What was her question?
She said you're making such a big deal about the elections in the United States.
Yeah, it's a very big deal election, notwithstanding that we have not had one. We did have one, you know, but they had to call her. I don't want to go into why it is believed that they called her, but they had to call her. But I don't want to say anything that is unkind, because I play in black. You see, when you play in black, you can't be honest. So I'm playing black today, and I ain't gonna go into that. Nevertheless, the elections in the United States was very, very important, because let us not forget, 4 years ago, a major controversy developed after the 2020 election, when Donald Trump accused the institution of the United States of robbing him. That is never good when the world principle democracy is being accused of manipulating and sabotaging and thieving an election, which led to insurrection and could possibly have spilled over. And if America isn't stabilized because something is threatening their election, it is not good for world peace. And if war or insurrection breaks out in the United States, we will be affected. Our nearest island is Bimini, is 50 miles off the coast of Florida. And so we have an interest in the United States. They in our business, you know. The Americans in our business, and we now in theirs. I think it's great for relationship. And face it, the election was so sweet. Man, it was sweet. Everything that they did in the United States was exciting. Every damn thing. It was just sweet, 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 sweet.
You got some calls?
And I enjoyed it. Go ahead, Mr. Supervisor. Hello?
Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
We're doing well, thank you.
I will ask some other questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, when Trump sent his people back, he have enough rooms for them in his house?
Which people is he sending back?
You know who sent him back?
No, I don't.
Legal people.
Listen, there is something called the rule of law. If you don't want people in the Bahamas unlawfully, certainly Trump wouldn't want people in America unlawfully. But anyone he sends to the Bahamas who have a right to come here, I shall openly welcome them. And
But Michael,
yeah.
you know a lot of people, they do a lot of crimes over there. They come over here. We accept them.
If our citizens are committing crimes in the United States, they deserve to be sent home to us. As simple as that.
I'm going to make a complaint on this election. I feel it's tricky.
Which one?
The U.S. election.
What happened? You don't think they conducted it fairly?
No, I think Pamela got her off.
Well, Donnie, what Biden saying? Biden says that the election was fair and the process was democracy.
And she said the same thing.
You think so?
Oh yeah. And I'll tell you something about her. She had $1 billion, and she now owed 20 million more.
No, she don't owe that. The party owe that. They listen to the information, man. The party owe that. What's wrong with you?
Okay then, the party owe it then.
They can pay it off in 1 minute time. All the money, all the billionaires in the DMs.
Okay, well, the billionaires were spending when they thought she could win. Now that she
wins.
Win what? Win what?
You know she wins.
No, she didn't. She didn't.
No,
Her first mistake is when she described herself looking like you.
You have a good day.
Do well, Negro. I am a Negro! And I'll be offended anyone who pretending to be a Negro. Negro now, Negro forever. And we, the Negroes, we're supporting Donald Trump. How dare you put racism on us and attack our man? Like, we tired of these Bahamian women with the picky head just buying a bunch of fake hair. All right? Okay? I call them women to continue to grow your peasy hair. All right? And stop wearing these Indian hair.
Yes. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Hey, good afternoon. How y'all doing?
We're doing well. Thank you.
Mr. Rose,
Yes, sir.
when one could talk with Bahamian woman, you supposed to be a Bahamian. Why you busting out laughing like that, man?
What you mean?
You, Mr. Rose, Mr. Monk just talk that Haitian talk with Bahamian woman so bad just now. You are like, you gotta stop that man. Stand up for the Bahamian woman.
Remember, he talk about the woman with the picky head?
Mr. Rose, what kind of man
Wait,
you been to?
hold on,
What
hold
school
on.
you been to? You
Hold
supposed
on.
to have more educated than that. Sometimes you act like a little child, man.
Producer, I'm not gonna allow this man to talk to me like this. We can see you later. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775, 698-0776. I don't know what was the purpose of that call just now. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live. Caller, are you there? Welcome to Freedom March Caller. You're live.
Good afternoon. How y'all doing?
We're doing well. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Great.
You know, we still have a multiplicity of problems here in the Bahamas, but since we continue to be distracted with the U.S. election, we'll stick with that for a minute there. So, Mr. Monka,
Sir,
how are you?
listen, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm awesome.
Oh.
Just on the election,
Yes?
I heard you just now repeat the lie that Trump always repeats, that they stole the election from him.
No. They didn't steal it this time.
It's flipped now, though.
The one he lost.
Oh, they stole that one.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, even though the courts and everybody else said it wasn't no stealing in that election.
Which court said that?
I mean, the court on multiple occasions has said that that's not
The
it.
courts never investigated the entirety of his allegations. Remember what they did? They attempted to violate his amendment, his right to free speech by prosecuting him for saying it. They were embarrassed over the fact that he told the world there's cheat in America.
Yeah, but Mr. Marcus, there have been many independent review of the election since that claim made by Donald Trump, that they find no truth to that.
Well, the vast majority of the American people, they overruled that and they approved what Donald said. All right? Whatever you think about Donald Trump, the popular vote support him and the vast majority of the United States agree with him.
No, I have no opinion in the matter, but we noticed that there are several world leaders now. I mean, they send mixed signaling that they don't know what the American people are thinking.
We're not listening to them. They will pay their money to NATO, or Donald Trump wouldn't mind if Russia invade them.
Yeah, but this is a global community we live in, Mr. Monka.
Yes.
We have to be mindful of that fact that Donald Trump is good for America. He's thinking about Americans, but when it comes to the global community, it seems that he doesn't give a darn about what.
That is not true. He's tired of the other part of the world just ripping America off and not making their contribution.
I mean, that's fine.
We here in the Bahamas, we make a contribution to America, you know. All the tourists, they come here and we take care of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But America have a greater obligation to the world, you know?
Yes, but Trump is making people accountable and responsible for themselves.
No, listen, I have no problem with how Trump behaves. The Americans think it's beneficial to their cause, but we need to watch this carefully over the next several years.
Listen to me. We know who the Donald is. We know that Donald don't take last. We know that Donald.
That's problematic.
No. Donald will not take last. We know that Donald is fair, he's just, and he loves people. But by damn, he will speak his mind And if need be, he is prepared to roll up his sleeve and fire blows. He's a great man in the United States. Good man.
I wish you and him well on this regard, Mr. Montgomery.
Well, let's pray for him. Let's pray for the U.S. All right?
Yes.
Let's
Yes,
pray.
sir.
Thank you.
All right, take care, caller.
Okay.
We got another caller before we end the show? The show's over.
Really?
Oh, wow. Okay, yes, we are at the end of the show.
Well, my spiritual advisor, I want to thank you.
Yeah.
I want the world to know it's a glorious day. I want, let go the American flag, man. I want the world to know it's a glorious day. America and the Bahamas, we will join forces with Donald, and wherever he leads us, we shall follow. Trump, 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 fight, fight, fight. Trump, 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 fight, fight, fight. Trump, 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 fight, fight, fight. Trump, 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 fight, fight.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Trump, Trump, Trump. God said to come out of the Bahamas.